so she said to me, if if you don't want to be in a relationship, I'm paraphrasing now. If I don't want to be in a relationship with her, we could still do it, but we won't be friends afterwards.
Ooh.
This is not an interview. There is no format. This is simply a conversation about life.
Speaking of direct questions, um, I was with someone who we we were getting close to something. Clothes were coming off or whatever, right? And then she asked me if I thought I could love her right then and there, right in that moment.
I might would have asked a little sooner.
But I don't know. I don't know if it was like. I mean,
Well, so yeah, what was your reaction, or like what does that do in the moment?
you know what it does in the moment. Nothing. It does. It does. It's a. Well, I mean, we actually had been friends before this or whatever, right? Like, and so, but it was like I don't know what her intentions were. Maybe she had intentions in a certain way, but like it kind of in a way I didn't expect this whole day to go the way that it went and for
Mm.
us to end up the way we ended up. And she asked me this question. Um, I don't know what my answer was. Or if I actually
But
answered. Yeah, I don't know if I even answered it at all actually.
yeah.
And then she basically gave me an ultimatum where or the follow up question. It was a two parter,
Mhm.
and so she said to me, if if you don't want to be in a relationship, I'm paraphrasing now. If I don't want to be in a relationship with her, we could still do it, but we won't be friends afterwards.
Ooh.
You know.
It,
Eh,
you wouldn't. It would be nothing. It would just turn
It,
into a one night. Now I don't know you anymore.
this was the impression she gave me. She was
Interesting.
like, it will still happen, but that's all it's going to be. Like, yeah, she said we won't be friends anymore. And the interesting thing is we aren't friends anymore. So I probably should have. Well, so my answer.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. This is now a three-part question. Go.
Well,
Yeah.
well.
Go ahead. Your answer.
So my answer was I mean I chose the friendship. I chose the friendship. So we didn't do anything or it didn't go any further than that.
Have that.
Huh?
And now you don't have that either.
No.
Right.
And so I wonder if I should have just did it. You know?
See, this is where sex just gets like it complicates things. This is where I think it is better to kind of go in being direct and
Hmm.
asking.
Well, I
Because
mean, I don't know how much more direct it can get than that, though. Like she, you know.
well, yeah, that just sounds like the timing was not right.
Yeah,
That's all. I
yeah,
think it's good to ask the question, but not when you're already like your pants are off,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
Like that's yeah.
But you can't. The thing is like, yes, she could have done it earlier, but she couldn't do it later. Like so, it was a now or never kind of situation. In a way, I understand it. Like she can't ask me these questions afterwards, you know.
Well, and yeah, and that's part of the problem. Not
Hmm.
even not a problem, but I think just being an awareness of like if clear I don't know her story obviously, but it sounds like okay, if you want to sleep with somebody for it to ultimately lead to somebody that you could love, or it could, go on to something more, then you're not going to go just be like friends with benefits with somebody. Or you kind of know that. I don't know, but then I would, if that was so important, then I wouldn't have gotten into that situation without the conversation first.
Yeah.
It's a hard one too, and I don't know how men and women feel, but I just feel like, yeah, it's probably more often the woman deciding. Which is sounds
Deciding?
like a stereotype too, but it just feels like it's easier for women to, somebody's going to sleep with a woman. It just seems like it's easier for us in the past usually. Maybe it's a receiving thing. I don't know.
Wait, you saying it's easier for you to?
Well, like how hard do you think would it be easy for you to go out and go find somebody to sleep with you like in the next hour? It's better now. Like maybe it's different now. I feel like growing up though in the past, I feel like a woman would have an easier time going out and finding somebody like in the hour.
Yeah. I don't think it would take an hour. I think it could be. I don't think it would take a minute, actually.
Right.
I don't think it would take a minute for the average woman, actually. And yeah, but I think here's the thing, like generally, generally speaking, I think women are the gatekeepers of sex.
Right.
Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. And yeah, so I think it's just they make that call. And I mean, I was just thinking about it. If I could have technically, you could have used the technicality, because I could have said, yeah, feasibly, I could love you and then have done, you know what I mean? I could have said that.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the direct questions. It's like somebody can give me a direct answer, but I don't know if that direct answer is the real truth.
Yeah. But it wouldn't have been a lie either, because I could have, but I don't, if I mean, I knew what she was really saying, there would have been a way to ask the question even more direct than this. To get but I could have used the technicality. Oh yeah, I feel like I could love you at some point. You know what I mean? And not know when that point is, or I don't know.
Well, and that all goes back to also like, and I grapple with this one too, of like putting labels on everything. And like, why do we have to be in this box? Or if you feel this way today, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to feel tomorrow, but right now, then that's all we have is right now anyway.
Right.
I mean, even like the divorce rates and stuff now, it's like, are people still going into marriage thinking it's forever? Or is it just like, it's good for now or until it's not,
Yeah. Like, so someone did raise this point to me, like, that the length of a relationship doesn't determine whether it was a success or a failure. Like, you could have had a great relationship for a year or 3.5 years. This is my longest relationship. And so, like, I could have considered it a failure, but I was like, man, during this time, we really did some amazing things, like we had a great time. I'm always going to remember these times, and so, yeah. But I don't know.
I feel like you grow more. You grow more in partnership. I for sure, especially now that I've like, I don't know, I've gone through some different relationships more recently that have like had more of an impact. And I don't know if it's just because of where I am now and like, the like personal work that I'm doing that makes it just more, I don't know, it brings forth things. It's kind of cool now to be like triggered by somebody, and rather than like freak out and break up, you're just like, okay, yeah, like why is that bothering me? What is that? What happened in my past that like makes me believe that story, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel it's kind of cool to be able to like dive deeper. And
Yeah. So so this is a new experience for you to start reflecting on these things. Did you, or, okay.
well, yeah, I think I've always been like introspective and all, but I've never gone to a therapist until last year.
Okay.
Even though I've had like, I have a psychology degree, like that stuff interests me.
Right.
But it's always, I guess I've always kind of been more, it's easier for me to look outside than inside.
Right.
For all of us, you know, it's nobody wants to like look at their shit and be like, oh yeah,
Okay.
I sucked at that, you know. But and I finally opened myself up, because honestly I had a really hard, like, significant relationship and breakup like in college, and then there was like 8 years where that like definitely put a wall up, you know. And it hasn't been until more recently where like two or 3 years ago now, I had another like very significant relationship where I was like, you know, loving this person and like felt like it just was a deeper level than like the people that I've like dated off and on. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that makes you like really look at myself.
Interesting.
It's cool. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't see any of it as failure. Like even now, like after you go through like the anger phase a little bit, and like I just like have nothing but like compassion and for that like shared time, you know?